they vary by countries. We are working in countries and regions where the legal risks are lower. In fact, what we're doing is we're using as a hub some of the most legally developed, some of the countries that have the best legal systems in Africa. South Africa has one of the best legal systems in Africa. It's one of the reasons why we are putting our hub in South Africa, because it then means that those who join us from overseas have a more secure place to be able to hold us accountable, if I may say so. What do I mean by that? When we invite partners and investors and colleagues to join us on this journey, we use a hub that is in a country that has a good legal system. So that person can rely on the laws of the hub country to be able to hold us accountable for the things we do in all the other countries. That's the strategy we use to try to manage this legal risk. Now, as it has to do with the places where we are investing, and it's not just South Africa. I mean, the levels of development are different in different countries, but many African countries, Mauritius, Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana, Botswana, Namibia, Egypt, have reasonable legal systems that we can work with. So now in the countries we're doing business, we do business in countries that we understand. We do business in systems that we understand. However, we also do quite a bit to minimize exposure to legal crisis. We do a lot of arbitration. We sign deals that have room for a lot of arbitration, because when there is room for arbitration, then you don't need to depend solely on the courts per se. You can negotiate. We do deals that are backed by other deals. We try to do multiple deals so that if one deal has a problem, it does not down the other deals. We register companies around each of the properties that we deal with, separate companies, so that if there is if there are if there, so that each deal is unencumbered in a sense. It's not tied down by another deal. We have these different strategies that we use to try to reduce our exposure to legal setbacks to the barest minimum, and so that is important in the way we do these kinds of business. As has to do with us, we try to run the internal aspects of our business in such a way as minimizes. I mean, I know that people can always have issues with you, even with your best of intentions, but I do believe that we can minimize the need for people to challenge us legally, and we try to employ different mechanisms to be able to make this possible.